to the beginning. Leave Bellaflor. After I left Bellaflor, I got to the house. That's when I saw the contract. And I saw how much I was actually spending for the truck and trailer and insurance and maintenance. And it was about $900 more than what I was doing at Schneider. Now, in Traveloko, I was being, paid 15% more, and I was hoping that 15% would cover that extra cost. And we'll talk about that later. But it was an eye-opener because I did not expect that much. And I knew I was going to be spending more in fuel. And I was like, oh boy. That's when I first had a knot in my stomach, like, God, this could be a mistake. Going to Jacksonville, my wife and I drove her pickup there. She drove back. We spent the night in Jacksonville. Oh, it was a lot of driving for both of us. And that whole time I felt uncomfortable. My wife and I both felt uncomfortable. She didn't say it, but I could tell that she did. And just that whole time, just something did not feel right. They just did not feel right at all. I couldn't put my finger on it. Like, this is the wrong idea? Yeah. I had a good thing at Bellaflor? Yeah. It's like, oh no, here we go again. I got a lot of these expenses I gotta cover? Yeah. Going to something that I just don't know. And I think everybody gets somewhat uncomfortable when they go to something unfamiliar. But I really felt uncomfortable. When I first saw the truck, I thought, this is a pretty truck. But I understood, like, this is more than just freaking pretty. It's about actually paying for it. And then making sure I make enough where the house has, I work not to pay off a truck, but to make a living. And so it became real when I saw the truck. When I got in the truck, I did the first little guy video, and it was inspired by Will. Obviously, I was like, I'm going to get a lot of views out of this. Going to Traveloko, I'm going to get a lot of views. And I'd be lying if I said that wasn't part of the decision. Or if it wasn't a part of the decision. Because it absolutely was. And I was always thinking about that first video. It's like, because everyone was kind of thinking it, but I didn't tell them until, like, boom, the first video. And it opened up. It's like, yeah, partner. That was Will's line. That was Will's line. It's like, well, you gotta say this. And it was taunting him. Later, a few months later down the road, I didn't understand how much that opening video, that first video, actually hurt him, because it was like kicking him while he was down. It's what he told me. And knowing that now, I feel bad for doing that video, because I didn't know what his mental state was. I just didn't know. And I regret it, and I apologized to him directly. And I pulled the video down. It's like, it's not what it was meant to be. Because I know how it feels when someone kicks you when you're down. Because people have been kind of doing that to me lately. But that's just, So it's like, I'm going there thinking, I'm sorry, man. I'm just so sorry. I actually went back the other day and looked at the video, and it's like, man, I said that. That was pretty harsh. And so I took it down. And I apologize. I apologize for saying the things that I said and all that, because, it was for views. It was absolutely for views. And I've lived on YouTube. I say I lived. I've done YouTube. Yes, I pay attention to views, but I don't do things like that for views. And taunting and kicking a man while he's down was absolutely wrong with me, and really actually out of my character. Moving forward, when I got in the truck, there was no fuel card. That was a big thing. Little guy left the fuel card. Oh, I got the fuel card. Like, so I'm doing the next 2 weeks trying to get fuel with comm data. And if you all know, that's a pain in the butt, having to do a comm check every time to get fuel. That was a pain in the butt. A lot of frustration there. And finally I got a fuel card, but not after a bunch of frustration. Dealing with Atlanta was actually okay. My first dispatcher was a guy named Dan, and he worked very well. You know, brought me in a lot of money. It was, you know, I got my opinions on that, but it's just my opinions, and I'll leave those to myself. You know, that's what they choose to do to save money. I get it. I felt a little funny about it though. Will versus Truckers coach. That's Will's thing. However, I was brought involved, like in my first or second week there, trying to be involved in that feud. Not by Will so much as Traveloko wanting to do a video on my channel. And I told him, no, you're not doing that on my channel. For one thing, you know, I just started. So I'm not going to go beating the drum of Traveloko. I only been here a week. Another thing, I didn't want that on my channel. An owner of the company just sitting there going through numbers and trying to do that, it's like, that's not my style. And I didn't agree with that. But, you know, I watched it, you know, take place and all that. And it was a sad ordeal that a lot of that had to go down the way it did. My first settlements were pretty good. Probably the most money I've ever made. I was in the honeymoon phase. I was definitely in the honeymoon phase. Everything was good, man. All I can think about is like decking the truck out and, you know, putting pretty lights on there, more chrome, and just doing all sorts of stuff. Stuff that in the long run didn't matter. But hey, it looked pretty. It looked pretty on YouTube, looked pretty on Instagram, and get some attention driving around in a truck stop. It's like, hey, yeah. That didn't last long. That did not last long. That honeymoon phase did not last long. But the money was good. The money was good. You know, I'll tell you this. Will and I trusted Will at that moment. I trusted him a lot. I liked him a lot. I thought he was a good person. I still think that he wants to be a good person, so I'm not going to just sit here and bash him. But I'll tell you this, when I was at Bellaflor, we would sit on the phone a lot, but we would be on the phone with Canal, and Trucking Exec, and Buckwild, and Yukon, and Dave Wilbur. There's a lot of people. A little guy. We just freaking just have fun on the phone, just BSing, or maybe talking about serious stuff, or whatever. And those were fun days, man. Those were fun days. When I started at Traveloko, they went away. They went away, and I missed that. I missed that. Will started a Zello channel, and I thought, I was like, I wasn't a big fan of it because most of the guys on there were fanboys, and they were just marking out and on the leg, and I wasn't about that. I respect the guys, but it's just like, you know, when I would go on Zello, I would just want to be treated normal. And, you know, they were really marking out and all that, and that's fine. Didn't have anything against them for doing that. It's just the way it was, the way it was set up. But I missed those conversations I'd have with my friends, you know. And it started, man, Will and I were on the phone a lot. If we were on the phone, we were on Zello. And my friends, my real friends, behind the scenes, they were like, what's happening to Ike? What's happening to Ike? And that's where we're going to leave off to part 3. Part 3 is going to be called The Regret. Thanks for watching part 2. It's telling the story of my time with Traveloko. It's not meant to throw Traveloko under the bus, just simply, or anybody under the bus. It's just simply my story. Thanks for watching. 73.